Hi guys, Paul International Scale Modeler. Today I've got a review of some Tamiya tweezers. Now, they're not cheap. None of the Tamiya tools are cheap, but in my opinion they're some of the best modelling tools you can get. Now, I've had several pairs of cheap tweezers in the past, and they do work, and they do work well, but the main problem for me, and this is a pair I've got, is the tips never seem to hold up, and they always seem to bend out of place. Quite often I've had to bend them back in. What that does, that makes them a lot sharper and pointier than they should be, and they're not as precise at picking up parts then. This is mainly due to the fact of how thin they are at the end. Now this is just your generic, cheap pair of tweezers you can get from anywhere, chemists, craft shops, or a couple of pounds a pair, and they do work, don't get me wrong, they do work. But over time, I find the ends start to blunt and go out of shape, and it comes to the point where you're trying to pick stuff up, and okay, these ones are alright for now, but you'll be trying to pick stuff up and you're just forever missing it because the ends have been damaged. And as I say, this is purely the fact that they are pointy and quite thin, and over time they move and distort. So I had a look at Tamiya's tweezers. I'll open these ones first. These are the HG, which I think it stands for high grade, straight ones. In the UK, these retail for £12 a pair. I got these from the Far East, and I only paid about £6, a couple of pounds postage over. So it's a lot cheaper to get them from the Far East. Obviously, it's where they're produced, so it's always going to be cheaper. Checking out the packaging. Tamiya's usual packaging, very distinctive. Immediately when I picked them up, I felt the weight. You can see how thick they are, including right to the tip, which is really, really heavy, really well set. The point is absolutely fantastic. If I can get something that you can see rather than getting blurred out. There you go. They come to a point absolutely perfectly. They're so precisely made, it is absolutely silly. And like I say, good weight to them. You're not going to bend these at all. If you look at the thickness of that shaft down there, that's got to be, if I get a ruler, it's got to be 2.5 mil thick, compared to the probably 1.5 mil the other set I've got. So really well made, really heavy gauge. You're not going to damage the end of those tweezers, that point, at all, and they are just absolutely precise for picking stuff up. I know it's not cheap. £12 is a lot to pay for tweezers. I doubt I pay £12 in the UK for them, if I'm honest, but we're getting half that price from Hobbylink Japan or Lucky Models and what have you. That's when they start getting, worthwhile getting. Got Tamiya's distinctive logo brand on the side, and like I say, just the sheer weight of them shows the quality of them. And like I say, my main criticism of the cheaper tweezers was the end getting bent because it's so thin, and obviously it loses its touch then on the end where the points meet. This is not going to happen with these. They are really well made, very, very, very well made. Typical of everything Tamiya. I've got most of the tools I use on a day-to-day basis are Tamiya. All the knives I use, the cutters, virtually everything that's a tool I've got is by Tamiya, and the reason I buy them is because they're all superb quality and they're made to last. They really do work well. So there's your general tweezers, and like I say, I don't think I'm going to damage them anytime soon. They're going to last for a long, long time. Now the other set I was having, I use tweezers a lot when I'm decaling. I use them at times when I shouldn't really as well, for the likes of when I'm pulling decals off the actual backing paper. I shouldn't really use tweezers, but I do. And again, with the other ones getting damaged, that makes them sharper, and I do run the risk of damaging them. Now I saw these decal tweezers by Tamiya again, and what drew me to them was most of the tweezers that are marketed as decals, they have a flat end, which that's all well and good, but you often want the precision of a tip, a pointy tip, to pick stuff up. Now these aren't as heavy set, they've still got a good bit of weight to them, but they're not quite as thick as these ones. They're still superbly made and they are heavy. But what I like about these is they've got the sharp points, which I've just stabbed myself with, which is nice and sharp, but they also taper down into a wider point as well. So you've got the precision of the sharp point for picking stuff up, and then the load spreading capacity of the wider blades. Now the other thing I like, and somebody, I think it was Mikey, when I posted pictures of these on the forum, asked me how well they close, and if you can see that the tip closes and there's a little gap at the back and a little bit of pressure, shuts that up completely. So with those meeting so well, you're spreading all that pressure equally across those blades, so you're not putting any undue pressure on the front or the back. You're literally getting perfect pressure all the way across, and that's what I like about these. So you know, you've got your likes of your decal. You see how I do my decals, it's in a tray of water, so you just pick it up with either the tip, or if it's a larger one, I'll spin that around. If it's a larger one, you can come in, use the whole blade to pick it up, and you know it's going to be safe. Now again, RRP on these in the UK is £12. I paid £6 from Hobbylink Japan, so I got the pair of them for what I'd pay for one pair in the UK. And that's it really, so not much more to tell. It's a pair of tweezers, but they are really well made. Tamiya logo on them again. Really heavy gauge tools. They are made to last. These are going to last you a lifetime. These are a bit more delicate than the other pair because of the way they're designed with the blades at the end, but they're still really well made, top quality tools. So there we go, a couple of Tamiya's tweezers. Nice short review for a change from me. Well worth looking at. If you're looking at a pair of tweezers, you know, I know it's, you know, you can buy a cheap pair and for £2 you can throw them away and buy another pair, but why do that when, you know, for £6 if you go to Hong Kong, you could buy a set of these and they'll last you a lifetime. That's why I look at it anyway, and I'm a kit tart. I like Tamiya tools, as you all know. So there we go, Tamiya's tweezers. Hope you like that. I don't know if it's proved of use, but at least you know what they look like anyway. Paul from Untitled Scale Modeler. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. See you later.